This is why the LA Dodgers are inevitably going to win another World Series. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Bad for Baseball, the baddest baseball podcast on the internet. I'm Adam Peddle, joined alongside by Nicholas Paleolog. We made this podcast in total transparency yesterday. We effed up the recording, so now we're re-recording it. But honestly, nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed is they actually swept the Milwaukee Brewers, and they did it on the back of Ohtani having what they were calling, quote, the greatest postseason game of all time. Just when you thought this guy's legacy couldn't be cemented more in baseball history, he does it again with another legendary performance. I mean, what could get more legendary than this line, Nick? I literally just showed it to you because we were watching our Blue Jays last night, so you didn't see the line. But what could be more legendary than this right here?
3 for 3, 3 home runs as a hitter. And then as a pitcher, absolutely dominating. 2 hits over 6 innings, 10 strikeouts.
10 strikeouts.
Yeah, no one's touching that ever.
No one's
like
literally do that ever.
Like Shohei Ohtani heard the noise that he was quiet over the first little bit of this series.
That's what I said in our yesterday's podcast.
Yeah,
like, you better wake up.
Yeah, heard that, saw that on Twitter. And then was like, you know what? I'm just going to win this game here and just do it by myself. And then we can have a week off to the World Series. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it was a 5-1 final score. And when you do the math here, Shohei Ohtani didn't even let up that 1 earned run to the Brewers and scored just, off of himself, 3 home runs. Was anyone on base for those?
3 RBIs, 3 solo homers. He just willed himself. Oh, and then he got a walk.
Yeah. So, he literally won this game.
Yeah,
just 100% Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, not the LA Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani beat the Brewers.
Well, you added 1 WAR if you were counting WAR.
That's fucking crazy, man.
It's insane. And the Milwaukee Brewers are no slouch of a team. There's going to be a common theme in this podcast by highlighting how good this pitching staff is, by also comparing it to how good the Milwaukee Brewers' whole lineup has been all season long. They were 3rd in runs scored, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd. The 3rd highest in average, the 2nd in on base, 11th in OPS, 2nd in stolen bases. Yeah. You limited these guys the entire series to 4 runs total. That just goes to show, how good this pitching staff is. And Ohtani was the weaker of the pitching staff because he's obviously recovering from injury now. There's no limitations on what Ohtani could do. He's fully healthy and here to dominate the rest of the way. And so that was the one performance last night. But we got to highlight the other performances as well. That was so good.
I mean, he is just the cherry on top of what was an incredible dominant pitching performance as a unit from those LA Dodgers, right? This is game one right here, beating them 2-1. That was the Blake Snell game where he goes 8 innings and gives up 10 strikeouts right there. One hit. Phenomenal stuff right there. You're thinking to yourself, oh, that's incredible. Can't get better than this. Well, the following day, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is like, hey, whatever you can do, I can do better. And you could argue it was better. 9 innings this time, the whole bloody ball game. Now, he did give up a run. He did give up a run. 7 strikeouts, and they win, 2-1 on that game?
5-1.
5-1 on that game.
The offense showed up in a big way that way.
Exactly. They took care of business there, but Yoshinobu Yamamoto put the Milwaukee Brewers in his back pocket. And then Tyler Glasnow, I guess, had literally the worst performance out of all of these. 5.2 innings. Guy gives up 1 earned run, has 8 strikeouts in that time. And then the bullpen, who you got to imagine was the most rested out of any bullpen that is remaining in the postseason.
They wouldn't have pitched since Monday. They played this on Thursday, so they're chilling.
They're chilling right now, man. They come in and they take care of business, and that is that. And they win again, holding the Milwaukee Brewers to 1 earned run. And then, of course, you have the Shohei Ohtani performance, which we just highlighted. It is the greatest postseason performance. Actually, it might just be the single greatest performance ever in any game.
Yeah, I don't recall Ohtani going, 3 for 3 with a walk and 3 homers, and then also striking out 10.
Yeah,
going 6 scoreless. I actually don't.
I think that's got to be the greatest performance of all time.
And the fact that it is the National League Championship Series and you are clinching it as well, I think that just goes to highlight how great he is even more. I mean, you don't need me to suck him off any more than he needs to. He's the greatest player I've ever seen in my lifetime. He's already solidified himself to the Hall of Fame, but
100%.
Why not build on that resume?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the greatest player of all time, right, the GOATs have to have not only a crap load of personal accolades, but also some team accolades as well. Right now, he's going to his second World Series in 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Or consecutive World Series in 2 years. This could easily be the second ring right here for Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
And you know what's funny? Because we always talked about this, like me and you. In baseball, it was so hard before Ohtani to pick a GOAT. Because we were like, oh, is it Barry Bonds? Is it Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, right? Babe Ruth was probably the GOAT, but it was so far long ago that
it was like a different generation,
a different
right?
generation, many different generations, different time in baseball, like different game. So it was like we looked at him as a GOAT because why he pitched and he hit, but he actually dropped the pitching halfway through his career, and he just became a hitter. Whereas Ohtani, in this day and age, 100 years later, with everyone being super athletes, you're the mega super athlete doing on both sides of the ball at your age in the biggest lights, and you keep getting better. And when I talk about GOATs, what I was going to here is guys who can impact the game single-handedly. Like on the offense side of the ball, you're up 1 of 9 times, right? So it's really hard to impact the game. But if you could also, on the other side of the frame, go and pitch shutout innings and then go back the next following inning and hit a home run, you are single-handedly controlling the game. Yeah. Because in football, you got the quarterbacks who control the game. In basketball, you got only 5 guys on the court. You got a big superstar there can control the game like LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Ohtani's the closest thing that we have to someone who has the ability to control the outcome of the game, especially in the postseason.
Yeah, man.
He's the GOAT.
If he gets a handful of rings, I actually don't think it's debatable at that.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, it's we are watching the GOAT transcend right now, and let's face it, he's probably gonna have to add in another trophy after this season's done and dusted. Right now, over there on the ALCS side of things, Seattle took a game over the Toronto Blue Jays, so they are up 3-2. We don't love it because we're Toronto Blue Jays fans right here, but in complete transparency, folks, regardless of who moves on, it just feels impossible to see them go against this Dodgers team and walk away with 4 wins. This team, now you're starting to see the offense come to life from Shohei Ohtani, but they didn't even need it because the pitching was absolutely dominant and carrying them. But let's also not forget that on that squad right now in the postseason, there's about 5 or 6 guys on the offensive side of things that have an OPS over 800. So the LA Dodgers, they're proving in this series that they can beat you in a pitching duel regardless of who's on the bump. Because, I mean, in the Milwaukee Brewers, they also had some exceptional pitching, right? Their starting pitching was good. LA Dodgers laughed that shit out of the stadium, so they could beat you in a pitching duel. And then they also proved against the Philadelphia Phillies they can beat you in a slugfest as well. That offense can come to life, and they can drop 10 on you at any given moment in time. And Shohei Ohtani can hit 3 home runs against you. So regardless of it's Seattle, regardless of it's Toronto that moves on inevitably, this team is going to be extremely well rested, and honestly, they just feel unstoppable.
They are legitimately unstoppable. And I agree with you. It doesn't matter. I truly think the Brewers were the better team of Toronto and
the
Seattle.
Brewers were the best competition.
They were the best competition. I'm saying that as a Toronto Blue Jays fan. They beat us in the regular season, and they beat a lot of other teams. Fuck, they beat the Dodgers
6 times.
In the regular season, and then they lose 4-0 here. Look over at the pitching right now. In terms of ERA of those 3 remaining teams, well, now 3 remaining teams. Seattle and Blue Jays are down there in ERA. 4.78 ERA the Blue Jays have. We knew they had one of the worst pitching staffs. Mariners' pitching staff's getting inflated because they're facing the Toronto Blue Jays, so they're one of the worst right now. And the Dodgers, obviously, incredible. That's a large difference. Now, I said this yesterday in the pre-recording before, and we obviously didn't post it, that the Blue Jays had the best chance to even threaten the pitching staff But I think with what Ohtani's doing and the rest of that offense, I don't think it's actually going to matter because the Blue Jays have the worst pitching staff in the postseason. So either way, whoever goes on, Dodgers in 4 possibly. I mean, Dave Roberts, like seriously, like you beat the best team in baseball in 4.
Yeah.
Why not win it in 4 again? Dave Roberts came out and talked about it, how everyone's saying the Dodgers winning another World Series is bad for baseball. He embraced it and saying,
let's ruin baseball.
Let's ruin baseball. I kind of made it our own thing with the bad for baseball. But let me ask you this. We are called bad for baseball.
Yeah.
Is Dodgers winning a World Series bad for baseball?
I mean, look, if Ohtani wants to cement himself as the GOAT, like, we got to accept that that's going to happen. And
I think that's great.
Yeah,
for
like,
baseball.
at the very least, like, that's good for me.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy watching that and seeing that happen. So if that's going to happen and we are watching, the Michael Jordan era, but it's just, baseball. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I can come to terms with that. What I don't love about the LA Dodgers is, their capabilities and their aptitude to be able to, in the offseason, sign every single bloody free agent that
Especially
exists
Japanese
on
players.
planet Earth. And I was going to bring that up as well. Use Japan as their own personal, training ground, basically.
Yeah.
And then just anyone who's good from over there, you're going to come over here.
that
I
sucks.
don't love that. I want MLB to do something about that, but hey, listen, that's an off-season problem, and right now we're still in the actual season, and it feels like it's the Dodgers world, and we're just living in it.
Just enjoy the Ohtani ride and watch him win another ring. Well, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, especially if you are a Dodgers fan. How you feeling? It must be nice. I would really love to know what it's like to go back-to-back because my team went back-to-back in 92, 93. I wasn't even alive.
Yeah. I before we sign off here, we were just about to sign off, but like, have you ever seen it be this one-sided in the World Series?
Last year.
Last year.
Against the Yankees.
That's true, yeah.
They were
I
terrible.
guess.
Against the Dodgers, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I guess that is fair. I just think it's even this year, regardless of who moves on, like
So
Dodgers are
one-sided.
probably going to be like negative 200
Probably.
or something, like
Yeah,
to
probably.
win,
Oh, absolutely. And you should bet on it.
Yeah, like you probably
bet on
should.
it.
Yeah. Folks, hit that like, smash that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we will catch you next time.
Cheers.